The crew worldwide, from Cali to Twitter, real hardcore fans, boxing ass niggas, consistency cops, police the views, we'll pull up receipts for any debate you choose. Shout outs to Clan Archie for the dope production. Ring Gang stay with the best discussions. Ring Gang Radio.
And also too, there were also other fight cards on that weekend. One in particular, of course, was in England. We would have IBF featherweight champion Josh Warrington, and he got into the ring with Kid Galahad. Kid Galahad, I mean, I've seen him in a couple fights. I've actually seen him live once, and seeing him live was wasn't the most pleasant because he was kind of struggle. He's struggle, and he's also negative. Whereas Warrington is as dynamic as you can possibly be, for a cat of his volume punching style. So naturally,
positive.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying positive. Ad-libbing. Continue.
Yeah, so we were just like, Warrington will probably just run through him like he'd been doing with the others, like he did to Selby, like he did to Carl Frampton. Unfortunately, it did not end that. It didn't end up being that way, and what we got was a little bit, or I would say a little bit. We got a lot of a struggle fight. We got Galahad, who read from the book of John Ruiz, and decided, in order for him to stop the volume punching, he had to get in. He had to get in and then clinch, and that's what he was doing. Like it was strategic clinching. Me, I call it was over clinching, and then there should have been some points taken.
There was nothing strategic about that shit. It's scary fucking boxing. And it was disgusting to watch.
Yeah, it was definitely scary because, like I said, even as he was clinching, he wouldn't do he barely did anything in the pocket and let in the effective shots. And it's usually like Warrington that was the one that was landing the effective shots as soon as the clinch was broken up. But I think it was just so much of that, and then Warrington never adjusted either to that. So he let himself get clinched a lot in this fight. Yeah. And then you're wondering, it's like, where's the dynamic stuff? Because Josh Warrington is
you
like,
saw it in spurts. That was it, and you saw it maybe in the last 2 rounds, but other than that, you saw it in spurts throughout the fight, like little 3, 4, 5 second flashes.
Oh man, so yeah, Warrington, like it definitely was not one of his better performances. I mean, myself, I scored the fight a draw. Like I said, because the rounds were very hard, with the exception. But no, yeah, the rounds were very hard to score because there were no knockdowns or anything like that. And Galahad literally just blew away the fight. Blew the fight because he didn't put enough offense behind his defense.
I mean, I feel you. This is the thing. I feel you. It was a rough, tough fight to watch. It was a tough fight to score, but I don't want to go ahead and say it was a hard fight to score, because when you get rough fights like that, you gotta judge a fight basically on ring generalship. Meaning, it's like the punching quality from either guy might not be at its best. So it's more like you're. It's like you're playing fucking. It's more like watching the whole field. Like, you say if you're watching I'm trying to do, Chinese checkers, when you gotta move from one end to the other end.
Yeah.
You gotta see the whole board. You're not just looking at one little pocket. That's how that fight was. It's like you couldn't just focus on the offense in one little pocket, like, which wouldn't explain the whole fight. You had to really just look at the overall ring generalship.
Right.
And maybe I feel like you maybe gave Galahad maybe the benefit of the doubt with one round.
I probably did.
I'm sorry?
I said I probably did.
Oh yeah. A draw is probably the best case scenario for Kid Galahad, but I mean, I felt it was like 7 rounds to 5, maybe even 8 rounds to 4. I seen, a few, message boards, forums, Niggas saying robbery. Look, man.
Nah, there was no robbery.
It was no robbery. This is the thing. Kid Galahad only had pot shots for that fight.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't know how to jab consistently enough and control the ring to really get the best out of the speed advantage he had.
Mm-hmm.
He was quick as hell for the single shots, and he had the footwork to outmaneuver Warrington. But he got fragile. It's like he has so many different fighter qualities inside him, and it's like they're all like the negative qualities.
Right.
He got part of Ruiz, he got part of Junior Witter, he got part of Billy Dib, and he got all the bad parts from each of them dudes.
Mm-hmm.
He got the indecisiveness of Junior Witter with the twitching and the don't know if you want to be offense, you don't want to know if you want to be in the pocket or over here. He has the clinching of John Ruiz, and then he just has the whole rough and ugly clashing like Billy Dib has. And it was just fucking annoying to see one guy do all those three different annoying fucking things. And a lot of times he would only, like, Warrington would just get off shots on whatever he could get. And he won the fight basically on his sporadic outbursts. Whenever Kid Galahad would back up in a straight line, Warrington would say, okay, hey, here we go, here's my chance. And he would step in and he would throw a double jab right hand, or he'll throw 4 or 5 punches, and he'll catch him with maybe about 3 of them shits. Kid Galahad will go into the ropes, whatever, and they'll get locked up, clinched, and then the ref was horrible too. Let me not forget, the ref was fucking horrible because he needed to take at least we would have probably got a better fight if Kid Galahad would have got a point deducted for the clinching.
Sure. He needed that.
We needed a J-Nady for that fight. Real shit. A Kenny Bayless, one of them top dudes. This dude wasn't fucking cutting it for shit. So Kid Galahad would look good for maybe a couple seconds because he had a little quick offense. You know, he would get a lead hand in there, or he would get a counter because Warrington standing in front of him, not really doing anything because, you know, Galahad, he's fidgeting around, he's trying to provide angles and shit, but not really doing anything. You know, if you're doing that and you can't take advantage of that shit, giving somebody all these different looks and you're not having offense to go with it is like, it's like giving somebody a warm milkshake. It's fucking useless. It's like, what the fuck are you trying to set up? Like, what are you trying to do? Like, and that's what he lost the fight on not controlling the ring. Like, anytime I turn around, every time this nigga backing up, he's scooting over here, and he would have his hands down and he would just get caught by Warrington. Now, if Warrington didn't land every punch on him when he threw those volleys, he certainly was pushing him around and connecting to the body, arms, whatever the fuck.
Yep, and that's...
You do that enough times in the ring, you do that enough times in the round, and you win the round. And not to mention, Warrington had good single shot jabs throughout the fight. All his punches seemed to affect Galahad more than they affected Warrington. Like, every time Galahad was hit, his head snapping back. He's buckling. He's going 3 and 4 feet back. Like, come on, you can't win a fight. That's all ring generalship. You cannot win a fight, especially in ring generalship. If anytime a nigga breathe on you, you flying over the fucking 3 feet here, 2 feet there, tumbling. Like, nigga, you can't make it look like Thanos is fucking fighting the Wasp or some shit, nigga. Like, you come on, man. you get what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to
100%.
Like, come on. Like, I'm not saying you supposed to stand in the pocket or you do your fight, but you gotta control the ring, man. That's all I'm saying. And Kid Galahad failed on that.
Yeah, and hopefully, let's say, Kid Galahad, it understands though that whatever he's doing in the ring, it doesn't cut it, and he starts knocking some of these people out. At least, you want to get some buzz going for him.
And stop the fucking clinching. Learn to fight on the fucking inside. Throw uppercuts, hook something on the body, do something, spin out. like you got all this speed, you got all this footwear. It's like you don't know what the fuck to do with your attributes. Like those are the most annoying fighters to watch. Like real shit, because you see the talent, you see the explosiveness. It's like they have it all, and it's like jumbled up, and they don't know what to do with it. Like I know people, and you know, you watch boxing long enough, you hear people say that about a ton of fighters. You know, but at least they get to a certain level. I know people done said that shit about Zab. You know, but look, he's like a Hall of Famer to me. And if not, he's borderline or maybe second ballot. People say that about Broner, where he can't translate offense and defense, but look where he's gotten. Kid Galahad has gotten nowhere near that level. So he has to correct this shit, man. Like, you gotta put the ring generalship together, man. Like, that's boxing 101, man. 101.
Yep. And that is also that is also real talk too. So I mean, I know right now Warrington's probably now going to be definitely targeting the American 126 champions. So let's actually see what I mean. There's no barrier, legal barrier, as in they have a relationship, but of course that remains to be seen.
I mean, Warrington, he's must see TV, and and Kid Galahad. It's like y'all niggas gotta stop with this robbery shit. Whenever y'all see a rough ass fight, when y'all see a good action fighter be put in a boring fight, it doesn't mean he automatically lose.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like certain people just know how to neutralize certain things you do, but they can't win.
Mm-hmm.
And neutralizing, you can't win if you're just trying to get even with someone. And that's in life and in boxing. When you gonna try to get in the ring and box to a draw each time, you better not, nigga. We get enough of those.
Right.
Shit.
Oh man.
Like, I don't want to see a rematch of this. Like, I'm good. Like, like, you gotta take advantage of the opportunities, man. Like,
yeah, like,
yeah. I almost feel like we got robbed out of a good Warrington fight. Like, jeez.
Yeah, no, it's a very disappointing that Warrington, couldn't do what they do. Hopefully, in his next department or whatever, he corrects that situation.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not trying to put all the blame on fucking Galahad because it takes two to tango, but one dude seemed like they wanted to fight more than the other, and that one dude was the fucking champion.
Exactly.
And, I mean, you fighting for a title. I mean, you the challenger, you the young guy. You know what I mean? You got the talent. You got the dope ass Prince Nassim story and shit. Like, it's movie type shit. Motherfucker telling you, you randomly see him and he's like, yo, I want to be like you. And you're like, yes, if you do, you go with me, Captain Ingo, and do whatever he says. Like, I mean, that shit's dope, but nigga, you gotta live up to that shit. You gotta live up to your legend.
Right. Absolutely right. Oh man, so yeah, that was Kid Galahad fight, Josh Warrington fight.